People who drive electric cars feel like they're driving the future, and it makes you feel different about technology. And cars are one of the biggest purchases for a household, and you really feel like you are sort of contributing and experiencing the future. Well, the key difference is there's zero emission at point of use, so there's no tailpipe, there are no emissions around the vehicle. I mean, under the bonnet, they're completely different. There's no internal combustion engine, you've got electric drivetrain, so you've essentially got your electric storage, your battery, and a lot of electronic control technology, as you'd expect. It's all about releasing that.
The main advantage of electric vehicles is the complete elimination of exhaust emissions at the point at which the vehicle is travelling, particularly in city centres, town centres, where air quality is a big issue.
It's obviously a much cleaner technology, and there are huge concerns about climate change at the moment, and yes, it should make for a healthier environment overall, and should also save money for the individual and organisations.
They're still improving, and technology will help that as it goes along. Battery quality has improved, battery life has improved, size of batteries and weight of batteries has improved, but eventually what needs to happen is the main manufacturers, people like Ford, Vauxhall, General Motors, Toyota, these are the companies that need to put volume purchases in place and develop that product. It's beginning to happen slowly, but until that happens, then and only then will we see, I think, more reliability on things like electric and hybrid vehicles or alternative fuels that benefit the community and people like ourselves as business users.
I love the idea that if I was using electric cars, I wouldn't have to buy petrol anymore. It's a huge expense these days, and all the concerns about the environment.
The cost of running the vehicles is very low compared to petrol. I think it works out about 2 or 3 pence a mile for an electric vehicle, compared to about 8 or 9 pence for a combustion engine.
Currently, the charging time is expected to be somewhere between 6 and 12 hours, and you're expected to charge the battery overnight at home. So you plug it in your garage or on your drive and you leave it overnight. However, for people travelling longer distances, it's also possible to fast charge the battery, and that takes 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So if you were going to go to London or you were driving over 100 miles, you'd be able to plug it into a fast charger while you had a cup of coffee, say, for 20 minutes, and then your battery will be charged again.
The charging points for the C0, it has 2 charging points. It has one which you can charge off a 13 amp plug. You just plug it into your socket, and it also has a quick charge as well, which will recharge 80% of the vehicle's capacity within half an hour.
There are about over 1,000 points, I think about 1,500 points across the UK. They are slightly clustered, and we're talking about the sort of public access on the street or in car parks. They're slightly clustered at the moment because the government has been targeting funding through programmes called like Plugged In Places and other programmes. So London's obviously probably got more of its fair share, but partly because that's where more electric vehicles need to be. It's more built up, there are more car commuters than maybe in other parts of the country.
The disadvantage side of it is the weight of the vehicles, the initial cost of the vehicles, reliability, the range of a vehicle from a mileage point of view, where they're limited to 50 or 60 miles between recharges, the cost of recharging and the availability of recharging points as well. So there's lots of logistical issues that affect these decisions.
If you class costs as a disadvantage, they're more expensive. And also the depreciation, what you lose year on year. At the moment, if you look on a lot of the internet sort of future value guides, they're all penalising battery electric vehicles quite heavily, so the depreciation rates are quite high. On Next Green Car, we approve cars if we think that they're above average, they're well built, as well as providing low emissions. I mean, the key models in the electric vehicle world are the Nissan Leaf. Essentially, it's the first sort of high-spec family car that came on the market.
The Leaf is going to start to be built in Sunderland in 2012. Drivability is very good. The acceleration, the actual, the smoothness of it is great compared to petrol, because you've actually got a direct from engine to axle process, so there's no going through the gears, so there's no jerkiness. The acceleration is really, really good. It's like it's actually having like a high-powered sports car.
The big differences you notice between the Leaf and the petrol car is, one is the performance is stunning, because there's lots of torque from very low speeds and low motor revolutions. It means that you've got lots of performance very low down, so you don't have to have high revolutions of an engine in order to get the performance. The other big difference is there's no noise, so people are startled that the vehicle can travel very quickly. In other terms, in terms of handling and performance, I think they're very comparable to a petrol vehicle, but it's much more flexible because you have the power all the way through the drive cycle.
There are three others which are essentially the same: the Mitsubishi i-MiEV, Citroën C0, Peugeot Ion. They're a little bit more like sort of urban runabouts.
Citroën C0 is a new 100% fully electric car from Citroën. I would consider buying a C0. They're an ideal city car for commuters going to work. They have a range of 93 miles. Most people's average journey into work is probably about 10 to 15 miles. So the savings involved will be massive. So yes, I would consider it.
Electric cars are certainly part of the future, but they may not be the electric cars that are being produced now. I think something like the plug-in hybrid, if you like, the interim between hybrids and all electric, are going to be the way forward.
Well, I should say they are the future, because at the end of the day we try to make the world green, reduce the greenhouse effect, and having all zero emission vehicles is be a big step towards that.
I don't think they are the complete answer, but they are part of the answer. The loss of fossil fuels further down the line will dictate the moving technology to different technologies to support travel, and it's as simple as that.